Guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Florida Treasure Coast Market Update. Today, we're going to go through somebody's request on a specific HOA. Stick with me, and I'll tell you which one it's going to be.
You better get fired up.
You better get fired up, baby. Today, we're going to look at the Cascades, right? I've got a couple folks that are looking at selling their property. They wanted me to do an analysis on it, and I said, hey, would it be okay when I'm doing this analysis on the Cascades as a whole if I did it in my Wednesday video? They said, absolutely. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to show you how I do this for several clients that I work with. When you're going to sell your home, you want to know what comparables like your home sold for, and you want to know what actives are competing against you at, what price are they at. But you also want to see what the overall market looks like. Is it a soft market or is it a really fast market, right? Is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? That's really important. So that question, not the specific price of a home, but how strong is the Cascade specifically? That's the question that we're going to answer today. So let me get in here and I am going to share my screen. All right, here we go. And right now, you should be able to see the MLS. This is the multiple listing service. It's the program that all of us use as realtors to submit our listings. Once we submit it onto here, they go to everything that's got what's called an IDX feed, which connects them to sites like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor, Coldwell Banker's website, Remax's website, Keller Williams, eXp Realty, you name it. It goes out to that website, and now you as a buyer, regardless of which website you're using, can see it, right? And we as realtors also have the ability to do a search on here and find you even more detailed information than we can find on a lot of those sites. So it's the hub of everything, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to punch in Port St. Lucie, and let's just say I don't know where the Cascades are. All right, I'm going to come down to, and by the way, we're going to look at single family homes only. I'm going to come down to subdivision and type in Cascades. We got 23. Okay, so I see all these dots. This is going to show me right where the Cascades is. All right, so we got this little section up here just south of Peacock, and then it extends down here on the west side. But let's look at, just because I want to see the exact location, like what could possibly be a Cascades home. So we're going to go back to sales from 2020. Okay, so you can see you've kind of got this upside down L shape right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little tool right here and just draw around these homes. And that's pretty good right there. All right. So it might not be perfect, but it's going to be pretty dang good. First thing we're going to look at is how many are active. And I'm going to take some notes here because I'm going to have to remember these numbers. Active, you can see an active means they're currently for sale on the market, right? You can see we've got 23 that are for sale right here in the top left. And you can see when you look at the map here, exactly where those 23 are, okay? Now, what I usually do is I look at a 6-month sold. You could look at 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to look at the last, you know what? Let's do it a different way. Where is closed here? Closed. I'm going to look at the last 45 days of close. So we're going to come in April, we got 30 days. But then if I go back to March, I'm going to pick up another 15. Let's see, that's 15. So this is 16. So there we go. So we've got 12 sales in the last 45 days. That's pretty great. That is pretty great. All right. So 23 divided by 12 times 45, we've got 86 days of inventory. That's phenomenal, right? A lot of these HOAs, and I'll pick another one here randomly just so we can compare it. A lot of these HOAs are looking at 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, or more of inventory. 86 days is a great market. That is a neutral market leaning towards a seller's market in the Cascades. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. So now what I want to do, let's just pick another one. I'm going to get out of here so we can kind of redo this whole thing. And let's go St. Lucie. What's one I haven't done in a while? Let's try... I feel like I've done Riverland. Let's do Vitalia. I haven't done Vitalia in a while. We're going to go single family homes. I don't think they have anything else in there, but here it is, Vitalia. So we got 6 for sale, but let's go back again to sold so I can specifically see the outline of this community. Here we go. And now let's draw our little line around it. And man, I'm not very entertaining right now, am I? That's all right. Really honed in on this. Okay, so let's look at actives. Remember, we were at 86 days up in the Cascades. So here in Vitalia, we got 6 for sale right now. That's good news, right? Not a lot of competition. That's always good. But let's look at solds. And let's go in the last 45 days, which what I say was the 17th of March. Boop. And we've got 4. Okay. So now when we crunch that out, 6 divided by 4 equals times 45 days. You're looking at 67, 68 days worth of inventory. That one's even hotter. This is great news, man. This is great news. Let's go pick on my community. We'll do one more of these. We'll come down to Bedford Park. And oh, that's why. There we go. And here they all are. Okay, so you can see the outline of where Bedford Park is. So I'm going to take this cat right over here. Choo, choo, choo. All right. There we go. So there's Bedford Park. Again, it's not perfect, but you'll get the gist of it, right? So we're going to do this backwards this time just because I got these dates in here already. We've had 0 sales in the last 45 days. 0. How many are for sale? Why is this not working? What's going on? Let's get rid of this. Oh, we've got some townhomes in here, so we'll open that up. Was that our problem? Okay, so we've got actives. Okay, so actives, we've got 10. 10 on the market right now. Closed 2 in the last 45 days. So that's going to be 5 times 45. That's 225 days of inventory. That's a lot of inventory. All right. So this particular HOA is a little oversaturated. Now you could go back and you could go say 90 days, right? Roughly 90 days. I'm not going to count it out, but we'll say right here on the 30th of January, we've got 4 sales. Okay, man, that comes out to 225 also. Either way, it comes out to 225. So now you can see that this Bedford Park market is a little bit softer than something like Vitalia or the Cascades. Now we can go into the why and how and what does that mean and everything else. But what that really does for you is it allows you as a seller to see what the reality of you selling is. If I come in and tell you, hey, your property's worth about 400 to 410, and there's 86 days of inventory, try 410. Why wouldn't you, right? You've got a strong market with a lot of buyers coming on, not nearly as much competition as others. Do it. But if you're in an area where there's 7, 8, 9 months of inventory and you need to get out of there in the next 3, 4 months, going at 410 probably isn't your answer for a lot of different reasons. You'd probably want to list at 400. Right? Now, again, it's got to depend on your motivation. There's a lot of things it depends on. But those are the factors that you want to take into consideration when you're creating a pricing strategy. You've got to understand not just your point of view. Every seller ever that I've ever talked to, all they're thinking about is their perspective. Blinders. Every buyer I've ever worked with, all they're thinking about is my perspective, right? You've got to think about the perspective of the market that you're looking for. As a buyer, I'm looking for sellers. As a seller, I'm looking for buyers. What are they thinking? What is their motivation? Are they seeing a lot of the different indicators that we're seeing? What is that going to do to their offer? What is that going to do to their, asking price? And being able to see all that and put it together in a cognitive way is going to help you immensely. So guys, hopefully I either educated you or, well, I don't know if I'd say hopefully I bore the crap out of you, but This stuff really just excites me, man. Looking at all these stats and having the data and being able to work with people, you who are more educated buyers, more educated sellers, that excites me. So I appreciate you joining me today. Hopefully, you got a little nugget out of this. If there's an area that I can do specifically for you, let me know in the comments. I did this a couple months ago, had a couple people ask. I'm happy to do yours. It's not a problem at all. And if you'd like to do it privately, you can send me a DM and I'm happy to do that as well. Guys, have a fired up day and thanks for joining me.